My name is Jarie Bolander, and welcome to the next episode of the Next Decision podcast. Today, I am joined by Tim Springer. Tim, how's it going?
What's up, Jari? How you doing, man?
I'm
What's
doing
happening?
well. I'm doing well. Thank you so much for being on the show. I was gonna read all this stuff, all that you do, but I'm gonna screw it up. So, the one thing I will say is you are CEO of 12100. And you're also a partner and CTO over at Arcbound, which is where we met through Brian, and as well as co-founder and CTO of Graviton, which I hope I got that right, which is a lot. But the interesting thing that I wanted to kind of start off with is how you went from the dorm room, to $100 million in ARR. That's not a lot of people do that.
Yeah, so that's so my principal professional experience is at a company called Level Access, and so I'm a Stanford computer science undergraduate, vintage, whatever you want to call it. And so started there in '97, went there for about 2.5 years, and it was in the middle of the dot-com boom. So me and a couple other folks were like, "Hey, we should start a company," and that became we should drop out and start a company. And we had no idea what we were doing, right? No experience, et cetera, but just determined to get it done. And ended up jumping ship, stopping out of school, starting this company, and made every possible mistake one can make in starting a technology company. Crashed and burned, was in the ground in a smoking hole in a ruin. And I said to the board of directors, I was like, hey, let me see what I can do with it. And so I spent then about 15 years rebuilding that company, spinning it up, and then about another 5 years after that, finalizing it and selling it and merging it in a couple of things. But so have been through the entire life cycle of a technology company, from, death to rebirth to then scaling and growth.
Yeah, I remember the internet boom back in the day. I got out of college in '95 and went to work for a semiconductor company. So, the 99, 2000 era when everyone was like, build the internet, we'll make it up on volume. And you're like, okay. And as a semiconductor company, we were building the chips that fueled the internet. And I remember one quarter when it all started crashing down, CEO puts up a chart and we had negative revenue for a quarter. And he's like, see that? It's like, shit's getting real.
Yeah. I'm not even sure how, from an accounting perspective, you have negative revenue. Maybe on a net basis, but on a gross basis, it's tough. You got to work at that.
We
you
had
have
to work really hard on that.
do something special. Yeah.
Yeah. It was, I think we had to give back some money because people put down a deposit for the chips because we couldn't make them fast enough, and it all hit. They're like, we need our money back. And you're like, what do you mean? We already spent it. So, wow. So what were